Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to another edition of a conversation with Brother Raymond. We have a great show lined up for you today. it's a beautiful sh- it's a beautiful day in Chicago. I mean, the sun is shining, and it's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. Right here at a conversation with Brother Raymond, right here on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Spreaker. And without further ado, I must remind you that today's show is brought to you by none other. Let me get my glasses on because you know I can't see. Today's show is brought to you by none other than our friends at marthashelpinghands.org.
MarthasHelpingHands.org is more than providing food, clothing, and distributing personal hygiene supplies to the homeless. It is dedicated to inspire, teach, empower the homeless to become homeful with love, compassion, and positivity. Martha's Helping Hands, a 501c3 organization advocating for the homeless by any means necessary. You know, it's a moral obligation, and we as a country and as a people have a moral obligation to help. Make your donation today by calling 312-714-5384 or email Turners412 at marthashelpinghand.org. Homeless people are human, just like us. They need our help. When we do good, we feel good. We are in a position to help. It is our chance to make a difference. Make your donation today. Turners 412 at marthashelpinghands.org.
And without further ado, I bring you Brother Raymond.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of A Conversation with Brother Raymond. I'm your host. And as always, before we do anything, we got to give reference to God. Heavenly Father, we thank you for waking us up in our right frame of mind and allowing us to live to see another day. Lord, we pray that you keep all hurt, harm, and danger away from us. We ask that everyone listening and tune in get a great aspect of what's going on. We ask that who has not tuned in to tune in, and for everybody to live peacefully and happily. We pray all these things in your mighty, magnificent Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to A Conversation with Brother Raymond. I'm your host, coming to you live and direct in the Shy, baby. That's right. I'm at home. I'm at home doing my show at home. Just got in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be at home. I'll be at home for a little while, take care of business, of course, and then, of course, I'm back down. Well, anyway, today our show is none other than our brother Raymond Ivy. He'll be joining us shortly, and we'll be talking about his son, Byron, who was found hanged. And they said that he committed suicide. But how could you hang yourself and commit suicide? So we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about the violence study going on here in Chicago and how that we as a people can stop it. Let me rephrase that. We as a people can reduce it. You can't stop it, but you can reduce it. And we're going to do a few things of that and let you know some ways that we can do it like that. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. And I just pray that we all, and the Bible says, in all getting, get an understanding of ourselves. Shout out to Sister Kendra. She's that health and healing piece. I don't know if y'all aware of it. That be on Instagram and Facebook, and she talking about check yourself before you wreck yourself, and that was a powerful piece today. So I thank her for her inspirations, her words of encouragement as always, and I thank you all for anything that you have encouraging and uplifting. I'm gonna give a special shout out to my big sister LaDonna Richard. Tomorrow is your big day. I ain't gonna tell your age, but you getting old, and I love you. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a pleasure and an honor to serve here today and be at home. Hey, what's going on, Wendy? It's good to be at home. I'm excited. God is doing some magnificent things in my life, some magnificent things in BSC's life, and we're going to really, really get to the root of helping the returning citizens become productive members of society. And I'm telling you guys right now, ladies and gentlemen, if nothing else, tune in so you can get locked in because we're going to take off. And when I tell you we're going to take off, we're going to go to a whole nother level. You know, I'm also just excited about all the things that my brothers out there doing. I'm doing good. How are you? The brothers, to shout out to BST around the globe. We're going to start with Kansas City, Missouri. Benny Rupp. Hupp. It's Hupp. I'm not Rupp. Hupp. Brother Benny out there, and he's doing a magnificent job. Shout out to Brothers Stand Together Phase 2 and Kansas City. I love you guys. I'll be looking forward to tuning in with you guys Sunday. Shout out to Brother Mello in Cincinnati. He's bringing things together, getting his stuff up together, and we'll be up and rolling in Cincinnati. I'm looking forward to it because I will definitely be at the Stepping Set, the Jazz Fest, one of them in Cincinnati. I'll be there. And our brother, nonetheless, Dennis Jenkins out of Arizona. Now, this brother, he has an awesome organization called Dynamic Dads, and he does various things, and he's come aboard to help out. Shout out to Maurice, Mr. Garrett in Chicago, right here in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. He has come in and taken on the reins of COO for BST, and he's doing a magnificent job. I love him. Hey, Sean, I love him. I'm excited. Him and Brother Ben Mutu, they're going to be doing some exciting things in the city of Chicago because we have turned the ranks over and we're letting them know that we're here to support each and every one of them. And it's going to be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you it's off the chain, shout out to Nephew Sergeant for all his endeavors. And man, Nephew is amazing. He lifts us up. Hey, Letitia. There go another one. She is from, what's going on, fella? Thank you for tuning in. Now, Letitia Washington, ladies and gentlemen, she is our consultant. She does a lot of work, you know, past and present, brothers stand together. Has a lot of sisters come in and jump. She had dived in, she locked in, and she's ready to go with BST. She's helping writing on some things right now as we speak. Shout out to Letitia Washington. Brother Byron, you're so influential, man, and positive, man. Keep up the good works. Is the event tonight, Brother Byron? Or was it last Friday for Brother Wig? We're going to give a shout out to Brother Wig anyway. Shout out to Brother Wig. Long live Brother Wig. We love you, boy. Man, Squig, we love you. We miss you. And we honor you always. BSC going to always honor you. We did some work together, and it's a good brother, man. We're going to miss him. But as I tell you, we're waiting on Brother Raymond to get in, and so we'll wait on him. We have a few things that we want to ask from the audience. Is there any questions that you have? Put them, ask. I don't want to, because all the time this is what happens. After the show, I go back in and I look at stuff and I see a lot of questions. And so, what's up, fam? And so I'll be like, wow, why didn't ask the questions while we was on the air? Ask the questions while we on air so we can answer them. So people, it might be an intelligent question that people need to hear and some answers that people need to understand, because guess what? I don't have all the answers. I never claim to do. And that's why it's a conversation. We're having a conversation to help build each other up, you know, and be informative to each other. Not just one person, but all of us. As I told you, my famous saying is, every one of us is better than any one of us. So let's go like that. So, man, last week was phenomenal. Did y'all see the show last week? Because if y'all didn't see the show last week, I'm just going to tell you right out, you missed it, man. we had one of the top candidates that's running for sheriff against Tom Dart, Miss Candace, and she was on fire. She was dropping jewels last Friday, letting us know what was going on with the sheriff's department and things of that nature, man. And she is phenomenal. And we just praying and we hoping that God opens up the door and let her in because found out some stuff that we didn't know about. What's going on, my brother Ace? What's up, fam? What's going on with you, bro? And so this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about brothers standing together, man. And I'm glad to be at home, y'all. I'm so excited. Y'all say I had to go get my favorite spot, Dunkin' Donuts. When I got my Dunkin' Donuts, man, I had to run around the city and take care of some business today. And I came here purposely for this show because Brother Raymond Ivy's son he was hung in the suburbs here, and when he got the call, they said he committed suicide. So I'm hoping that I'm glad you're attending too, brother. I'm glad you attending. I'm hoping we can get some resolve from that because guess what, y'all? Our people mysteriously die, and they want to say it's suicide, it's COVID, or it's black on black crime. And I'm here to tell y'all, and y'all already know that's not always the case. So we waiting on the brother to join us, and while he joining us, man, I just want to shout out everybody, man, who tune in, who support Brothers Standing Together. We'll be having a big event, a big announcement coming up, and so y'all stay tuned for that. Shout out to the Bishop Coakley, man, Bishop Lamont Coakley, my ace coon boom, my right hand man, it's my brother, man. He's doing big things here in Chicago, and so man, I'm telling you, him and his brother Josh, man, I'm talking about, where I started. Where I started Target Area Development. They ain't going nowhere. They still in full effect. I'm letting y'all know. They still in full effect. 1542 West 79th, man. You have anything that you need done, go there and they'll help you on the south side. If you're on the west side, go to West Side Health Authority and they'll help you. I think it's 5714 West Division, man. They'll help you guys. I'm talking about real help. These are the people that I work with for real, for real. I'm talking about for real, for real. And when I came home, these are the people who helped acclimate me to become a productive member of society. So I shout out to them too. Shout out to my brother Charles Perry. I don't know where you at. I ain't seen or heard from you, but I know you're out there doing big things because you're carrying on, you turn citizen legacy. So I know you're doing that. Who is that? That's who is that? Patrick? Mr. Versatility. Oh, hold on. Don't give. Let me not get it wrong now. I don't want to get it wrong. PHM Versatility. But yeah, man. So we're gonna be talking about that because whenever Brother Raymond joins us, I just want to ask y'all, and all the violence that's going on right now, do y'all believe that it's perpetrated by us? Well, I know some of it is, but is it also perpetrated by others? I want to know y'all opinion. Y'all give me y'all opinion right now. What's up, cuz? Y'all give me y'all opinion right now, because I know it's us, but it's not all us. So tell me what you guys think, because I believe that it's been perpetrated by more than us, and it's designed to do that to keep us off balance. So I'm telling y'all, man, it's like, man, wow, And so, and then another thing, are we afraid to tell people that something is wrong with us? Because I noticed that we all are traumatized by something, but yet we will walk around and act like everything's okay. Everything is not okay. I know I'm messed up. I don't never pretend to be like I'm not. I'm messed up. There's something wrong with me. And I admit that. And when I admitted it, I'm able to deal with it. Yes. And I don't have a problem. I got set up where I go talk to the doctor, and I get on this couch and I kick the bubbles with him. Doc, something wrong with me, man. And I since I growed up, man, this, that, and the third happened, and I never fully recovered. Like I ain't never fully recovered from my brothers being killed, and my great brothers dying. My brothers that was in the field with me, I ain't recovered from that. I haven't recovered from people calling me out my name or telling me I would not amount to anything. I haven't recovered from that. I haven't recovered from people turning their back on me, man. You know, and I carried it, but I never talked about it, and that became a hindrance, I believe, to me. I don't know about you, but I'm talking about me. And so these are the things that I had to sit down and deal with. Why was my childhood like this? What was wrong with my brothers and sisters? Why they weren't able to succeed the way that everybody else was, and things of that nature. And what happened? What was going on? A lot of dynamics I don't know, that I have questions about, and I'm asking my doctor. So that way I'll know what's going on with me, because guess what? You got to know what's going on with you, man. That's the only way we can deal with anything. Because if we don't know what's going on with us, we can't deal with nothing. And I'm keeping it real, y'all, for real, for real. Because guess what? We walked around in a poverty-stricken community, crime-infested, drug-infested community for 30 to 40, 50, and some even 60 years. And we never even addressed the things that was going on in our community. Or if we did address it, it was later on in life. But look at the effects, the causes and effects it had on us before then. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you guys, it's like, wow. So later on in life, I'm asking myself, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, Mr. Turner? How are you? And so I'm like, something is going on here. So Facebook user say, I have a brother named Leon Tanner that I would like brothers standing together to look into. He's a brother that has been locked up for a very long time. Sure. Inbox us, man. That's what we do. We work with the returning citizens, men and women been incarcerated, and we work with the youth as well. But definitely, let's hook that up and let's see what's going on with that. Hey, Donna. Yes, we have no problem with it, because we're here to help. But our people got to allow us to help, We only can help those who want to be helped, There's not for who need it, it's for who want it. So that's another thing I want to point out to you guys as well. But when people think that everything is supposed to be given to you, no. You have to earn this stuff. That's what's going on in society. And I'm telling you, I'm keeping it all the way funky. That's what's going on in society right now with our young men. For real, for real. Because guess what? These mothers are not taking the titty out these young boys' mouth. And these young boys don't know how to survive. These mothers and these daddies is not paying attention to their daughters. And their daughters is out there looking for attention, and they getting the wrong action. Right? And it's all because nobody is talking to them. Ain't nobody, like at 11 years old, I knew how to cook, clean, wash, sew, go to the store, come back, get on the train, all that. Today, these little brothers don't go nowhere unless they're going in a rat pack in a group. And every time you tell somebody's mama about what their child is doing, they don't want to hear it, or they're not addressing it. And this is what I mean. So when a young man is put out there, he don't even know how to fend for himself. He don't know how to cook an egg. I don't even know if they know how to boil oodles and noodles. And that's part of the problem, because the mama won't take the titty out of their mouth. Because they go to everything. Mama. And mama always right there. Not telling you not to love your child. We're not saying that. We're saying let your young man grow up to be young men. Let him learn how to become a young man. Because if he don't learn how to become a young man, then it's going to be, the cycle going to continue to be vicious, and it's going to continue to repeat itself. Meaning he'll get into crime, he'll be abusive, and it might lead to addiction. So we got to be careful with that. We got to teach them what's right and what's wrong. Back in the day, we said, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. How you doing? And if we were doing something that we ain't got no business doing, when grown folks came around, we stopped doing it. or we went somewhere else. Today, they doing it, and they doing it at an alarming rate. They could be at the bus stop, they just talking loud, call each other all out their names, smoking, popping pills, drinking, selling drugs, got guns, all kind of stuff. And then when you address it and tell the mother that your son may possibly be a part of this, hey, our son ain't, you always trying to blame something on my son. My son ain't did nothing. And you, 9 times out of 10, ain't even checked your damn son. You don't know what's going on with your son. Or you know what's going on with your son, and you're afraid. So you ain't going to say nothing because your son might just be the breadwinner of the family. So he bringing in the dough. So you allowing or turning a blind eye or deaf ear to what people are saying as in terms of what's going on with him. So, or with the young lady, she come up, she fast and feeling herself, might got a nice figure, and that people are turned on to this young lady, and you use your daughter as a way to provide for you. In other words, okay, Lori Williams said unaddressed trauma is running rapidly in our Black community. Exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. And so we got to be aware of these things. And so when you talk about what's going on, that's what some of the things that's going on in our community, in our society. And we can't keep blaming the other man. We got to take messages in our own hands. It's our fault. Because guess what? Our predecessors, our mothers, and our generation before us, they showed us how to be respectful. And we were supposed to send it down, and we dropped the ball. The young brothers don't want the titty to come out of their mouth, my brother. And you know what? And that's sad. Because if they don't want the titty to come out their mouth, then that means they don't want to grow up to be men. Because they don't know what it is to be a man. And once they commit them crimes and stuff that they're doing out in the streets, and they get popped off, and they in them jails, they're going to have to learn from back there. And guess what? It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Because guess what? Ain't no guns, ain't no pills, ain't no loud, ain't no Remy and all the other stuff they be doing. Ain't going to be none of that. It's going to be straight survival. So I would address and I would hope that the mothers would take the titty out of their son's mouth and help him become a man. You look at the animal kingdom. They got 6 months to learn what they need to learn. Some of them take them, but most of the animals give their children a length of time in order to do. Then they got, guess what? They got to fend for themselves. And I'm just keeping it real. They got to fend for themselves. And that's what we as a people have to do. We have to show our children how to become productive. It don't matter what they're doing as long as it's productive. Some singers. I'm not strippers. I'm not mad. I'm not against that. If they stripping to pay to go to school or something, that's what they doing. But I'm saying the mothers and the fathers, for those who have a father in their lives, I feel like they're not teaching their children enough in terms of how to become productive, what the do's and don'ts, like we had it, and the level of respect. Hey, Renee. Hey, Mary. What's going on, Brother Anthony, Donna? The level of respect is out the window. I could never talk to my mother the way I hear some of these young boys talk to their moms and these young ladies talk back to their moms. Our mouths would be on the floor, our head be busted, split wide open. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm talking about mouths would be busted wide open if we talk like that. Back to our mothers, to our parents. Hey, Pastor. Hey, Mike. So I'm just saying we have to take the mothers have to take the titty out these young men's mouth. And they got to cut that umbilical cord. Let them boys grow up. Teach them young ladies how to be young ladies. And they won't be running the streets with all these cats and doing all this different stuff. But if they don't know, they don't know. So you can't hold them accountable if they don't know. And if you're not showing them a better way, you sure can't talk about what the streets doing to them because you have gave your child to the streets because you refuse to show them what it is that he or she needs to learn in order to become a productive member of society. And that's crazy. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of our children ain't making it. Because, see, ain't nobody dressed and ain't nobody addressing it. Ain't nobody, we talked about the mental health. We talked about the PTSD. We talking about all that. We need help and people need to talk to the, listen, if you ain't nothing wrong with you going to talk to somebody about some of the stuff that you're going through. Because you're going to tell Jesus first, you're going to tell God, and then after you tell God, he assigned people on the earth that you can go and talk to help you along with your situation. That don't mean that you got to take medication and all that, and that don't mean that you're crazy. In fact, you got some sense because you got enough sense to know there's something wrong with you and you want to address it. Because if you walk around and we address it with what? Drugs and alcohol and toxic relationships. That's how we address a lot of stuff. I'm telling you the truth because guess what? At the end of the day, something happened to us way back that we probably can't even recollect. But we feel it. And if we look at our ancestry, we know something happened. The Atlantic slave ship, right? Slavery, right? Watching. Check this out. Look at the pictures. You watch and see your brothers and your sisters. These your brothers and sisters, ancestors and cousins that's hanging from trees. They feed our babies to alligators, right? All this stuff they talk about in the site. You talking about that didn't affect you? And then not only all of that, what happened before we got here, but look at what happened in the community as we was coming up. How people getting their brains blown out, raped, robbed, people disappearing, people getting thrown out of windows, right? If you watch somebody get beat down, a real beat down, right? How it psychologically plays in your mind, man. It does something to you. How this guy will say, man, dude was this, that, and the third, and then all of a sudden he just changed. Like, wow, what's wrong with dude? He seen something clicked up there that he didn't know. Now it done tapped into him, and he had to be honest with himself. That's like when you see people change their life. That ain't just by accident. See, so a light bulb went off. Something happened. The third eye came into play. So yes, we're trying to escape reality by using drugs and alcohol and by having toxic relationships. That's right. And Sister Pastor said therapy is real. Deliverance from old mindsets of past generations. Exactly. And that's what I tell people. Real talk, y'all. I've been delivered. When people talk about, no, I've been delivered. It's a difference. I've been delivered. And so God has ordained me to do things that ordinary people can't do. And I know that today. See, I didn't know that 24 hours ago. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I was going to go through all this. But he told me, why not? Why not you? And so as I'm going through this stuff and I'm processing it, I'm like, man, this is heavy. I can't deal with this stuff alone. So I get on the phone and I call people. And I ask them questions. We talk. I might talk their ears off. But guess what? I try to get some solutions to my problem because I know I have a problem. Something is wrong with me, you know. And so the reason why I'm saying that is because, excuse me, at the end of the day, the violence ain't just violence out there for nothing. Because them kids ain't woke up, them children ain't woke up saying that they want to be robbers, killers, and murderers, dope dealers, and all that. It's a learned behavior. And then we want to chastise them and say, hey, put that down. You're the one showing them how to do it. You showed them how to sell dope. You showed her how to sell her body. But then you're going to tell her she can't do it, but you doing it. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. And that's why we have to show our people, our children, how to be productive in society. Hey, what's up, cousin Liz? I'm telling y'all, and I don't know about y'all, I'm just going to keep it all the way funky, right? The first person taught me how to lie was my mama. She said, tell the insurance man I ain't home. My mama said she ain't at home. Tell him I ain't here on the phone. My mama ain't here. She's sitting right next to me. That was a learned behavior. So now I just learned how to lie. And then when I started lying, I got a whooping for it. And I said, Mama, I would want to say, I ain't never said it, but I want to say, Mama, you the one told me. You showed me how to do this. You told me to tell the insurance man you wasn't there and you was here. You told the people on the phone, me on the phone, telling people you was here. So a lot of this stuff has to do with what's going on. You know, until you can admit it to yourself, you cannot get free. Reveal and release. That's from Pastor Campbell. Hey, Renee. And Renee said generational curses. It is. And that's another thing I want to talk about as well. We can break those curses because we have dominion over everything because God gave us dominion over it. He gave us dominion over everything. And if we use it, then we apply it effectively, then it'll be effective. I'll say that. Because guess what? Ain't nowhere in the world you can tell me that we cannot go out here and help our children. Hey, how you doing? It has become to the point now. If what I've been checking out, I've been sitting back and I've been looking like, wow. The children, we are scared of our own children. That's what's happening. And we make up excuses. Man, them kids got guns big as this. They shooting stuff big as that. They ain't doing no more than what you did. And guess what? They're not even as deadly as we were back in the day. They just got bigger guns. That's all. But I'm telling you the truth. We have become, hey, what's going on, Brother Mackey? Hey, Audrey. We come scared of our kids. I come on the block, I'm like, what you mean? Scared of who? I can't be afraid of our children. And so we use that as a crutch as well. Because guess what? If nobody approaches them and shows them a better way, they ain't gonna never learn it. And the ones who try to show them a better way, the ones who don't want them to learn a better way, they try to get in the way. And so that's another thing. If you ain't trying to be part of the solution, get out the way, man. Real talk, because at the end of the day, we don't need you. We don't need you over here. You co-signing. You co-signing they bull crap, right? You co-signing they bull crap, right? And then want to say, man, I ain't tell Shorty to do that. You did influence Shorty to do that. Because guess what? You didn't try to stop him. You could have told that young lady, hey, you don't got to get on the pole. You can study to be a doctor or a lawyer. I let her do her thing. Check what your mama gave you. You know, that's music and it's cool. But at the end of the day, our black queens need to be respected as black queens. And we're not doing that because guess what? We become our own predators. We're supposed to be protecting them, and we're the predators. Yeah, the young girl look good. Yeah, she's a baby though. So something got to be wrong with your mental if you want to be with somebody way younger than you, that can't teach you nothing, can't show you nothing, and you want to be with them. Come on, man, it's crazy. Pastor said, yes, we have to begin to break them once we recognize it's a curse. Rejection, abandonment, insecurities, fear, self-sabotaging are spirits passed down from generations past. Now, y'all heard it from Pastor Campbell. It ain't me. Pastor Nadine, if you want to learn more, you can go to her page because she got it always on her page. But I'm telling you. So, what's going on, Brother Bill? Ooh. This is crazy. And we are sitting back saying, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You ain't got nothing to do with it until something happened to your family. Then you got something to do with it. That's crazy. We got to be on the preventative measures, right? We have to get in front of a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff could have been prevented had somebody just stepped up. It might not be me. They might listen to somebody else. But whoever it is they listen to, or whoever it is they're influenced by, needs to step up and let them know that ain't even cool. Because guess what? That's what happened with us. Right? Yep. I got plenty of Vice Lords, Stones, MC friends. Yeah. Today, because I know better. And somebody had to open my eyes to that. That ain't the real, that ain't real. That's phony. You fighting somebody because they live over there, or they wear red and you wear blue, you wear white, he wear pink, has no merit. None. And we became lost, misguided and misled for so many years, so many decades that guess what? They said ain't no turning back. Because everybody wants their lick back. Well, hell. If God wanted his lick back, we wouldn't even be here. Because he took the ultimate lick for us. But we always talking about, no, dude wronged us. Oh, good wronged us. We got to get this. We got to get that. What? Think about it. Let's play the whole tape out, man. If God wanted his lick back, we wouldn't even be here. And I just want y'all to meditate on that. So whenever you get to talking about this, that, and the third, just think about that. If he wanted his lick back. Yeah, it hurt. You think it don't hurt? It hurted me. Cats beat me within an inch of my life. You think I ain't want my lick back? But God showed me a different way. And he said, why not you? I'm doing something to show them how I can bring you through whatever. Because you're my child. And I asked you to do two things. This is what he asked me to do. He said, trust and believe. That's all he asked me to do. That's all he asked me to do all other stuff. People always ask me, man, you don't say nothing. You do. Trust and believe. And it comes to pass. It always comes to pass. I'm telling you, I don't know. Like I tell people, I don't know. I just know. And I'm grateful, eternally grateful for the deliverance. But I tell you the truth, man. We got to take, I'm calling them sisters, right? Take the titty out the baby mouth. The young boy will not survive if you don't take the titty out of his mouth. Stop pampering that grown man. I want to say something else. Stop pampering that grown man. Because guess what? He going to grow up and turn, sure as I sit here, they grow up and turn right against you. And we all know it. We all been victim to it. Our children get grown and then they'll tell you, I'm grown. I don't have to do what you tell me to do. I can do this. I can do that. Same people that you fighting, the same child that you telling them, don't hurt my baby, don't touch my baby. Your baby turn around and strike you. And you know it's true. I ain't gonna play with you. I ain't gonna play with you. We're gonna keep it all the way real. I don't know what Brother Raymond at, but I'm telling you, God has told me to give you this sermon, and I'm giving it to you. You got to take the titty out of his mouth. That young man would never learn to be a young man. Teach that sister how to be a young lady, or she'll never become a young lady. They'll call her all them different names they call them in the street. Sluts, stots, and all that other stuff. And they'll treat them so disrespectfully that they will feel that's all they're capable of doing when there's so much more. And this is the same thing we're talking about with the young men. Young men can be scholars. You know, but if they don't know how to be a scholar, that's why the Bible says, I'll teach you to be fisher of men. Not just fish, but be a fisher of men. And that's what BST is all about. And so if you cannot show this young man or have someone that can influence him a little bit better, then you're going to have those problems. And you wonder why he won't leave his room and play in the games. He want to smoke weed and pop pills in your house and tell you what to do in your house. Yeah, because when you got up and went to work, you didn't make sure that he got up and went to work or went to school. Ain't no lobbying in my house. If I got to get up and go to work, as my mama told me, if I got to get up, everybody got to get up. And we all had to get up, or we had to go to school, one or the other. But it was no lounging in the house while she was out at work. None of that. No. Ain't no company. When she gone somewhere, ain't no company. No, I don't want nobody in my house. Quick to tell you that. I don't want nobody in my house. Did you hear me? I'm going to say this slow so I don't have to say it no more. I do not want anyone in my house. If you let somebody in my house, I'm going to kill you. And they went straight on out the door and went and did what they did. And dared you to let somebody come in their house. Today, you ain't even at the bus stop. You ain't even at the red light, and they got a party. They coming through the back door. They got the liquor, they got the girls, they got the weed, they got the pills, they got everything. Your house is the spot now. And guess what? That same young man and young women that y'all nourishing can't help you when you get put out. We ain't gonna even talk about that. They can't even help you when you get put out. They can't contribute a dime. Or if they can, guess what? They ain't gonna do so. That's your house. That's your responsibility. Wow. It's my responsibility now. When it's time to grow up and be accounted for, it's my responsibility. But you can do whatever you want to do as long as I allow you to do it. And that's why I'm telling you, mothers, take the titty out them young men's mouth. Teach the young lady how to be a young lady. And you'll see bigger and different results. I promise you that. But if you don't do that, you ain't gonna teach it. You know, I love my city. You know, and I put them on everywhere I go. Chi-Town. You know, I love our children. I'm gonna tell them when they wrong. They wrong. Even our brothers. You're wrong. You're wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we gotta quit acting like there is no solution to these problems that we're facing. Because while we can't stop it, we can reduce violence, we can reduce recidivism, we can reduce unemployment, and we can reduce homelessness. And make sure that the equity and the stock in our community rises. Because see, as long as it's plumbing, why do you think so many people in our community buying up all the property they can buy? Little or nothing. As soon as they buy it, they turn into some luxury that you and I can't afford. And they go from this block to the next block, next block, and next block, and before you know it, it's a whole new city, a whole new community. Yeah. And now, where you was a majority, now you're on the outside looking in. Yeah. And we so stubborn and blinded or prideful that we won't even admit that we wrong or something is going on here. We got to change this. We'll continue to let it go on and go on and go on. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the generational curse, right? All this stuff been happening over the years, over this decade, and then we come in with our stuff and it keep on going and going and going, right? And nobody stops it. Everybody tired of it, but ain't nobody willing to step up to stop it. How you think it's supposed to stop then? And I'm not talking about to the point of stopping it towards the season. We're talking about the point of stopping, reducing it, in other words, right? They say each one teach one, right? We got to have more programs. We got to have more brothers that's going to step up. We got to have more sisters that's want to step up. We got to have parents getting involved. We got to have the police getting involved. We got to have the legislators get involved to what's going on in our society. And then we'll see a difference. And I'm just going to keep it real. You ain't going to see no difference like that, you know? You're not going to see a difference if you're not going to be part of the solution. And I know it's hard, but God never promised us a rose garden. And he never said it was going to be easy. But he told us we had dominion over everything, and all things are possible through him who strengthens us. Then if we believe, then they said we can achieve it. I don't have to be in the front. I just want to be on the boat. I want to be where I can see some change has came with our brothers and sisters, and that we're teaching them how to become productive members of society, showing them entrepreneurship, and letting them know that they can be anything they choose to be, other than what they have chosen to be. So if we do that, then guess what? We are changing society. One child at a time, one neighbor at a time, one block at a time, one community at a time. However the case may be, change is inevitable. It's going to change. I don't care what you talk about. You know, the greats. You had the Lynn Swans. You had the Michael Jordans. You had the Jackie Robinson, right? Their time came and it went. Somebody else came. Change is coming. And we have to change our people. We got to help get involved. We got to get in the race. Ain't no sitting back. What's going on, Brother Herb? Hey, Greg. We got to. We can't sit. We can't. Listen, I'm going to say this. If we continue to sit back and do nothing, don't expect nothing. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't expect nothing. Don't come. I don't want to hear nothing about you on Facebook and none of these social medias talking about you tired of this, that, and the third. If you ain't getting involved, man. See, that was the key to me, getting involved. I didn't know. I tell y'all all the time. I don't know. I just know. It's just certain things that God will show me, and he gave me a gift to do certain things, and I use it, and I do it. I'm not backing down from my people. I'm not turning my back on my people. I can't. But he also told me it's the highways and the byways, meaning that it's more of us need to be saved as well. So now my assignment's in Texas. And once my assignment over in Texas, he's going to send me somewhere else. And wherever he send me, that's where I'm going. Because it wasn't nothing that happened so miraculously. I just got up and left. No. That's destiny. that was already designed, man. I didn't meet the Texas Department of Justice. They met me. When I got there, they knew who I was. They set up interviews with me. It's like, wow, Lord. He said, I told you I got you. As long as you trust and believe, I got you. I don't listen. Everything was dried up. I feel like Lot. I don't have a penny to my name. But I got God. As long as I got faith, I got hope. As long as I got hope, I got aspiration. As long as I got aspiration, I got a chance. Guess what? And I'm going to give my chance a chance this time. Yeah. I ain't afraid. I ain't ashamed of it. You know why everybody thinking you're a big... No, I'm not. I'm a human being. I'm struggling too. I'm going through a lot of stuff right now. A lot of stuff right now. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm going to stay faithful and true. Because I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, God changes things. In the atmosphere, and the way I walk, and the way I talk, the way I act. Yeah. And so I know God is real. Because anybody who knows me, I keep it real. To the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So don't look at me for perfect. If you look for somebody perfect, then you're looking to the Most High. But if you look for somebody who's open and dedicated to help make change, then it's me. And that's what I'm going to tell you guys. And we can, together, we can change this. You know? What's going on, Brother Marlon? We got about 7 more minutes, man. You know? And that's why I do this show. I don't do this show for look at me, look at me. I do this show because I want to bring awareness. I want to bring people, I want to raise your conscience of thinking. I want to challenge you to get out that comfortability. Get uncomfortable. See, when you get uncomfortable, then you're doing something. As long as you're doing something you're comfortable, you ain't doing nothing. You know? Like I'm going to sit in my house, but they shooting all in front of my door. They selling dope all in front of my door. But I'm going to stay in my house, and guess what? I'm comfortable in here. But when I go out there, I'm uncomfortable. But guess what? If you don't change what's out there, it's going to eventually affect what's in here, which is your home front. And if you ain't got, listen, I ain't asking you to be holier than thou, religion, but have some spirituality about yourself. If you tap into that, things going to start to change for you. Whatever, I know somebody going through something right now, but whatever you're going through, tap into your spirituality and watch it change. Watch things start changing. You know? And as always, if I did anything to anybody, I apologize. Forgive me, for I know not what I do. And I sin daily. I'm not perfect. But forgive people and let go and move on. Stop holding on to that. That's what's wrong with us. We hold on to resentment and anger, and it becomes violent. And that's what's being perpetuated out there in the streets right now in the city of Chicago and around the country. They just use Chicago as the scapegoat, but it's happening everywhere else. And it's happening often. Yes, it is. But that's because they holding on. Keep holding on. Who's that? Jeffrey Osborne. I'm holding on. Got to let go. And for real, let God. For real. Not just to be saying it. Not just to sound ecclesiastic. Let go. Okay, your mother wronged you. She probably didn't know no better. Your father walked out. He probably didn't know no better. But you have grown on to be productive and grown to a young man and young woman, then forgive him or forgive her and move on with your life. Stop holding the grudge. The grudge don't do nothing but block the blessings that God has for you. He can't get into a closed mind and a closed heart. But if you open it and move on, then God can come in and fulfill that. And he can help you. But you got to let him help you. People that needs help that can help you. You walk past them every day. You see them on social media all the time. Pick up the phone. Go into their DM. Talk to them. Say, look, I need some help. I'm struggling in this area. Could you help me? Pastor Nadine, all of them, they out there, man. Brother Hall said definitely in Memphis. We got a chapter coming to Memphis through God's grace and his mercy. BSC will be in Memphis. I've been talking to Brother Michael, another brother. And we trying to get there as well because we know these brothers need it, man. And the sisters need it. There's too many sisters coming up missing, y'all. Our young children coming up missing, our sisters coming up missing, and we ain't saying nothing about it. That's crazy. But we want to get on social media and act like we this, that, and other. We ain't nothing. And it's sad. We continue to do it on a daily basis. It ain't my child. It ain't my problem. It is your problem. Or it ain't your problem yet. But it will become your problem. And if you had any love in your heart for the people, then it would be your problem. You would toss and turn at night. You would sit up and think and wonder and punt, what can I do? But if you're not, then I guess you won't. And if you only love yourself, guess what? You ain't on nothing. If you only love yourself, you ain't on nothing. And I'm just here to tell you. You ain't on nothing. And you ain't going to have nothing. You're going to die lonely and miserable. Because it's all about you. And if it's all about you, it's all about nothing. But if it's all about God, then it's all about something. I got a couple of more minutes. And Katie Lowe has informed me she's going to shut me down because she has an event to go to. And that's okay. I'm okay with that today. And Brother Raymond, I don't know what happened, the miscommunication. We might can get in next week or something, but I think God did this for a reason. Because I hope I blessed you guys today. I hope you guys learned something from me. And if you haven't, then I pray that you go back. Because guess what? One thing's for sure, two things for certain. The program told me, keep coming back, more will be revealed. And everything has been revealed that they told me is because I kept coming back. And the more I came back, the more a little bit something else was revealed to me that I didn't know about. And I'm grateful. You know, and on that note, I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Shout out to Martha Helping Hand for sponsoring us. Shout out to Katie Lowe for always being my right hand. And BST is here. If y'all need us, holler at us. Them pastors out there, Pastor Nadine out there. There's a lot of people out there. Reach out to them, man, and get the help that you need. Because if you don't, man, you're going to continue to suffer. And with that, Katie Lowe, you can take us home, baby.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. You've listened to another conversation with Brother Raymond. Brought to you by
MarthasHelpingHands.org. Make your donation today. A community service organization extended their hands by any means necessary. Whether it's sharing a hot meal, Martha's Helping Hands is there for you. Martha's Helping Hands also distributing clothing and hygiene products for men, women, and children of all ages. Make your donation today.
Y'all make them donations. Get involved. God told us we need a storefront. He said it's a storefront. We need to make it happen. Deliver, deliver, deliver. Take me home, Katie Lowe.
Good night, everybody.